You're listening to the 12-Minute Convos podcast with my husband, Engel Jones. Real conversations with real people, proving that relationships are everything. What started as a simple idea has become a global movement. One voice, one story, one connection at a time. If this resonates with you, visit 12minconvos.com to support the journey. Now let's dive in. Your next powerful insight is just 12 minutes away.
Good day, Ayo. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Yeah, it's a pleasure having you here. What part of the world are you in today?
I am in very cold New England, and we are having a really atypical New England winter. Usually it's very cold and snowy. That's what you would think of in New England, but this is particularly a cold and snowy one this year.
Have you been there long?
Yeah, well, I've been in the Northeast. I grew up in New York City, in East Harlem, and then I went to school in Boston, came back to New York, worked there for many, many years, and then I moved to Connecticut, where I am now. And so, yeah, it's been about 5 to 6 years now that I've been here, and I love it.
Sounds so warm, though.
Oh, thank you. I try. I know. I grew up. I should say one of my careers has been as a voiceover actress. So that has been left over, and I still do it here and there. And I grew up acting as well. And so I put it all together with my real estate career, which all landed me on HGTV. One of their first real estate shows called Selling New York. So
Amazing.
I like to think that all of the different parts of my life that, I've done that have been exciting and unique have come together for just this time.
I love that. I love seeing patterns in life. I think it's proof that there's more to us than just what meets the eyes. It's interesting. My son this morning, when we were dropping off my second son to school, my first son said, "Mommy, do you remember Fixer Upper from HGTV?" It was so funny that he said that
Right.
today, right?
Just
And
this morning,
you
right?
are, just this morning.
I tell you, when there is a synergy happening in the world, and especially in your own world, it's time to take notice. I really love that. As a success coach, I'm fascinated by things that supposedly just happen, but it really is a synergy, energetically, spiritually. That I think it's like little flashes from God saying, this is going to be a good day, or this is a good situation. You're on the path that you're supposed to be, at least for that moment.
Yeah, 100%. And I've really been able to allow my podcast to represent that. Going back and listening on my podcast, sometimes I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Years after seeing the connections, yeah? Can I share one
Right.
thing that has happened recently in a dream that I think you'd actually love? Can I give you that as a
Sure, I'd
gift?
love to hear that.
Yeah, I had this dream, and I'm super summarizing, but in the dream, the guy showed me a word to the top of his van because he couldn't say it. He said it, but it's like I didn't understand what he was saying. And the word was matike, spelled Matike. Yeah, so I got up, and of course, where do I go? Google, right? And I
Right.
searched the thing, and apparently it's a word from the Maori. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. It's language, which is New Zealand's first language now,
Right.
right? It means to get up, arise,
Rise up.
rise from a recumbent position. So
Love that. And in
go for it.
Spanish, that's levántase. My daughter and I are learning. I homeschool, so not a lot, but Spanish in particular, we learn while we're commuting. And we just finished learning levantarse, which means to rise up, to get up. So there we go. That must be the word for the week.
There we
Get
go,
up.
because we
Rise
are
up.
learning Spanish as well, my sons and I, right? And they are homeschooled, the other two.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
this should be called the Synchronicity episodes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
And
Go
wake
for it.
up. go
Yeah.
let's get
But y-
going.
but still, I mean, even you're still blending into this adopted children, right? This
Yes,
isn't
yes.
even, but yet you still have seen the connections, have you?
Oh, my whole experience in becoming a mother through adoption has been completely synergistic. It's been completely a spiritual walk where things have just aligned magically, miraculously. And it just shows you that there's no, as they say we've heard before, there are no coincidences. Everything is synergistic. If you are living the right way and you're positive and you're helping people and you're a good person, I think things naturally will fall in place. And
Mm.
so becoming a mother through adoption at 45, 46, 46,
Wow.
yeah, as a
Mm.
single woman, has just
Mm.
been miraculous. And even just yesterday in church, one of the ladies looked at my daughter and I, and she said, "Oh my gosh, it is true. If you feed them, they will look like you." And my daughter and I really do look alike. So, if you didn't know that she was adopted, you would never know that she was adopted because
Mm.
we physically look alike and we match each other personality wise too. So,
Mm.
yeah, God is
I'd like
good.
to, I'd like to run across on another lane for a minute
Sure.
on why that thought is even important to us, that our children look like us and how we reference that. It's really something that's been taught to us in my
Right.
culture. Yeah, my children, all of them don't look like me. In fact, I think sometimes if I'm walking with my children, people are like probably thinking I'm the help. Yeah.
Right. I mean,
So
I actually think that that's not necessarily important,
I
because
agree.
that stops a lot of people from going the adoption route. They think, oh, that I want my child to look like me, and I need them to physically be of my genetic makeup, and I don't believe in
Mm,
that. I mean, I didn't, I think when I was younger, much younger, mentally and spiritually, I thought, oh, I want to see what I look like as a mini version. But then it was like, that's all ego based. I don't really need to see that. I don't need to see my genes reproduced and see a mini me. I want to be able to experience motherhood at a level that I was able to experience with my own mother. And I don't necessarily, I think when I was younger, I didn't necessarily look like her. I think as I got older, I looked like her. I looked a lot like my
mm,
dad. But again, it's really not about if you look alike. It's like, what is that spiritual connection that you have? What agreement did you make with God that you would take care of another soul, and do it well and to the best
mm.
of your ability?
That's off to you. That's absolutely amazing, Ayo, what you're doing. There's so many parts that this goes into. For example, legacy. Yeah.
Yes.
Like that's something I guess you built in as well. In from a is it or is it that you're just how old is your so all right,
My
let's
daughter's now 10 years old, and she's
okay.
now 10. And, as you talk about legacy, I mean, this particular weekend was especially, not, I wouldn't say difficult, but definitely sentimental because somehow the dates lined up exactly, that 11 years ago was the week that my mother passed away. So on February 11th, she passed away Tuesday, and it lined up this year on Tuesday. We had her wake on Friday, Valentine's Day, the 14th, and we buried her on the 15th. So this is the first year that since her passing that has lined up. And it really made me sit and pause. And yes, I'm sentimental many times throughout the year of missing her and even on the death anniversary. But this particular one really connected me to our relationship and the loss of that relationship. And so as I spent the day on Valentine's Day with my daughter at our favorite restaurant eating pho or pho, if you say it that way, it
Mhm.
really made me realize how special and connected our generations have been, even if my daughter has come to me through adoption. My mother poured into me a love that has informed how I parent, and now I'm pouring into her and on a very special weekend. And she'll do the same with her children.
Mm. the service you offer to other people, to be very clear, is walking them through the process, is it?
Yeah, so I'm a success coach. I work with women, and I really have a desire to help women with how they show up in their life and be a success, whether it's personally, spiritually, professionally, financially, all of the things that I have been through, struggled through, wish I had somebody to coach me through or be a mentor at some point, even down to motherhood. And so, yes, I'm a success coach. I actually have a goal setting course that I'm launching this week, and that will take people through what is it that you really want in life? How do you get there? Are you comfortable still being a wallflower, or is it time to really create and design your life, no matter what that is? It's a 10-week course and they can do it at any time, self-paced, with my guidance too. And
Is your
then I have
website? Sure. Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
yes,
Go ahead.
sorry. That you can find at dreamsandgoals.com. And that will be up very shortly. But by the time this airs, I'm sure it'll be, I'm not sure when the date airs, but it'll be there, dreamsandgoals.com. And then I have a niche where I help single women in their 40s and 50s become mothers, which has been their lifelong goal, and become mothers through adoption, and specifically open adoption, where both sides, the adoptive family and the biological family, have a relationship of some sort that really pours into the health of the child mentally and spiritually and emotionally that they
Amazing
have in
work.
common.
Absolutely amazing. It's been a great pleasure connecting with you. 12 minutes is never enough, but I
Thank
choose
you.
it over zero. Yeah, I'll choose
Yes,
12 over
absolutely.
zero.
And people can find me more information about adoption at openadoptionsuccess.com.
Excellent. 5 years from today, you're listening to this conversation. What's a message you'd like to leave for yourself?
Oh, life is good. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself as much as you love other people, and give yourself the same kind of kindness and generosity that you give others. Give it to yourself. You deserve it.
Again, Ayo, a great pleasure, one I treasure. Amazing audience. Links are in the show notes. Ayo, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos.
From Harlem to HGTV, and from voiceover artist to success coach, Haynes is a woman who listens for divine synergy and responds with grace. Her journey into motherhood through open adoption, and her mission to help women step into their goals with purpose, reflect a life deeply rooted in love, legacy, and intention. In her words, life is good, be kind to yourself, and rise. Thank you for tuning in to this 12-Minute Convos podcast. Until next time, keep listening, keep growing, and keep sharing your unique stories with the world.